Casey. Who are you cheering for tonight?
The cars.
Your cars. You don't care just as long as one of yours wins, huh?
Looks like the first race of the night here in the area. Got Sam on the mic here, going to do the call of the race. Finally going to get this season underway, Sam. It's been a long winter.
It's great to smell the race fuel at this point in time. It's been such a long, ornery winter. I'm just glad to be here. Tonight, we got 40 laps here at the LA Raceway. Rick Beebe's on the pole, so look out. One of the local guys out of Kansas on the pole to his outside. It'll be Randy Timms in the 5T. Second on the inside, Dustin Boney. On the outside, the Reaper, Ryan Gustin in the 19R. Third row in the 12, Mike Hansen. Outside of him, Brandon Davis in the 50. Fourth row on the inside, Joel Alberts in the 4A. Then Jason Hughes in the 12 on the outside. Fifth row on the inside, Brian Rowland in the 20R. Outside of him, Chad Lyle in the 96. Sixth row inside in the 1ST, it's Johnny Scott to his outside. Mark Fluffy Dotson in the 85D. Seventh row inside, Steve Wetstein in the 90. Outside of him, another local, Kurt Potter in the 11P. Steve Muhlenberg out of Springfield in the 33 is inside of row number 8. To his outside, Zach Vanderbeek in the 33Z. Then comes Tim Donlinger in the number 3. Inside of row 9 to his outside, Tommy Meyer out of Blooming Prairie, Minnesota in the 65. Colt Mathers on the inside of row number 10 in the number 8 machine. To his outside, Austin Siebert in the 16. 11th row on the inside, Jason Tunnis in the 52. To his outside, Chinook, Kansas driver John Allen in the 98. 12th row on the inside in the 7K, it's Jason Crone. To his outside, out of Lebanon, Missouri, Jamie Ragland in the 15R. John Tess tonight will start inside of row number 13. He's in the number 14 machine. To his outside, the 02 of Tommy Weeder Jr. And taking the provisional starting spot tonight is Kelly Shryock in the number 3. 40 big laps here tonight, Mike. It's going to be a great race.
And you know, several of the local regulars have had some really good runs here tonight. Rick Beebe, Dustin Boney, Chad Lyle. He's starting back a little ways, but all of them have had good runs through the heat races in the Bs.
Absolutely. You can count Mark Dotson and Kurt Potter as a couple more of your local guys, as well as Austin Siebert, Jamie Ragland just south here from Lebanon. They're representing our local drivers quite well here against this tough competition of these traveling series drivers.
You know, I can't think of a better way to open the season here in the Kansas City area than to have the USMTS. Boy, the competition, the class of the cars, the drivers, you just can't top it in modified racing anywhere around this area.
It's the absolute best in modified racing. Of course, we've seen that with Dirt Nights. What a great program that is to be watching on the cable networks. And they're right here, right in the greater Kansas City Metro, representing that series tonight. It's going to be a fantastic event.
And if the fans missed them tonight, could be up to I-35 Speedway tomorrow night up at Winston, Missouri, exit 64 off of I-35, and they'll be up there tomorrow night, and I'm sure it'll be another great show. But getting back to LA here tonight, Mike and Carolyn White have done a great job. You know, we had a little weather earlier in the week, but the track looks fantastic.
They did a great job getting ready, and a lot of people were worried about the pits here tonight, but they're actually looking pretty good, pretty solid out there. Haven't had any trouble yet getting stuck with anybody. But the focus now turns to these drivers and 40 big laps out here, Mike.
I'm really looking forward to it. Like I say, the track looks perfect from what we've seen through the B mains, which were just run. High, low, middle. I think we're going to see some terrific racing no matter where these guys want to go on the track.
Yeah, those B mains were great. We're hoping for just as good as racing here in this 40-lap main event.
Well, like I say, I'm probably just a little prejudiced, but I'm going to be pulling for one of the local guys. I have yet to see a non-USMTS driver wins. So
it's only happened a handful of times. So BB's been running strong, and he's made quite a few USMTS races already this year. He's been running all up and down the highway, so he's well traveled, and he was quite happy tonight when he drew that pole position down there.
I was on the USMTS website earlier in the week, kind of checking things out, and if I saw things correctly, I believe they've had 8 races. Ryan Gustin has won 4, Jason Hughes 3, and I think Kelly Shylock has won the other one. And one of the other interesting facts that I kind of pulled up on there, Ryan Gustin has led the most laps out of those 8 races in something like 105 laps. And the next competitor was like way down, like 75 or 80 laps. So it shows Ryan Gustin really is running good so far this year.
He is so smooth for a young guy. He's got all 4 wheels underneath him at all times. I mean, he's just been phenomenal this year. I mean, obviously you cannot count him out. BB's going to be pretty tough, and Tim's pretty much ran away with his heat race. So these front 4, I mean, Dustin Boney, he's been one of the local guys that's been the hottest the last year or so in modified racing, so never count him out as well.
One of the other things I think is kind of unique about tonight is Kelly Shylock did not actually make it through the B. He had to take a provisional, so that's got to be just a little bit different.
Yeah, you don't see that too often.
No, you don't. But I think we're about ready to turn them loose here.
All right.
So, Sam, I'm going to turn things over to you, and we get a yellow flag. We'll kind of talk about what's going on.
All right.
What has been going on.
All right, here they come, taking it nice and easy into that corner 3 area. They'll be rolling off of 4. They're on the gas. This 40-lap USMTS man-to-man is underway. Here we go. Rick Beebe keeps it down on the low side, but Randy Timms to his outside stays right there. Here comes Gustin already. Check out Gustin down low. The Reaper Gustin already on the move. Who will lead lap number 1? Beebe on the high side, Gustin down low. Too close to call at the line. On back through the field. They're racing side by side, door panel to door panel, and we got a yellow flag. Yellow flag is out early on in this event. Exciting race already up front. Yellow flag flying early in this one. That's Brandon Davis in the number 50 machine.
I did not catch his starting position, but I know there was a lot of traffic back there in the back. Whether he went over the rim on his own or got a little help.
Brandon Davis, tough break for him. He started 3rd row on the outside, so started 6th, going to go all the way back to tail on this restart.
Ryan Gustin is making quite a charge already. I mean, he's not going to mess around. It looks like he wants to jump out to the lead and go.
He powered down off of corner number 2 and down the back straightaway. Got around the 5T of Randy Timms early. Looks like they have called Gustin to the front. So on this restart, it'll be Ryan Gustin, followed by Rick Beebe, Randy Timms, Dustin Boney, Mike Hansen currently. Well, now they've moved Jason Hughes up into that 5th position. Hansen back to 6th.
We've still got a yellow flag, so we're going to take a little time out, kind of catch our breath. We'll be back as soon as they get things lined up. Looks like we are getting ready to go back under green, and it looks like they are going to give the lead to Ryan Gustin.
All right, your leader, Ryan Gustin, starts out front. 1 lap is complete. Gustin leading them in to corner number 3. Nice and steady. He'll be getting on the throttle any second now. Green flag flies, and we are back underway at LA Raceway in Lamont, Missouri. Randy Timms now dives down, takes that 2nd spot away from Rick Beebe. Dustin Boney currently holds 4th. Here comes Jason Hughes in the number 12 machine. Never count out Hughes, and he's on the move early in this one here tonight. Gustin, your leader. Ryan Gustin up on that high side, beginning to check out with about a 10-car advantage over Randy Timms. Beebe hanging on to that 3rd position, followed by Dustin Boney, Jason Hughes. Chad Lyle now, out of Oak Grove, Missouri, has made his way up into that 6th position. Good battle between the 22s. of Rick Beebe and Dustin Boney as they battle out for third and fourth. We got a car up and over the berm over here off of corner number 2 area. We'll watch for a yellow. Yellow flag does fly. Yellow flag flies. Four laps officially in the books of 40. 4 laps down of 40. 36 laps to go.
Well, 4 laps, Sam. Do you think some of these guys might be just a little anxious first night out?
Little bit. You know, we've seen races here with the USMTS go green to checkered a couple times. Not tonight, though. Already 2 cautions early on in this event.
Like I say, first night for a lot of these guys out. And some of it might be nerves because, like we talked earlier, the track just looks like it's in perfect shape. Gustin again showing that power, man, just pulling away from the pack already.
Yeah, he had opened up about a 10-car length advantage on that 5T of Randy Timms, and Timms is running really good tonight. Best battle on the track between the 22s, plural 22s of Rick Beebe and Dustin Boney. A good one there with Jason Hughes just behind them. But Chad Lyle started this event in 10th, Mike, and he has made his way up to that 6th position already.
Right. Chad has looked fast all night, so it's not surprising that he's on the move. Just hope that he can, you know, make it up just a little bit further.
You know, this last year, Chad Lyle went through open heart surgery, and here he is back running super competitive tonight here at the LA Raceway.
You know, I don't know. To me, Chad kind of seems like he's reinvigorated a little bit because I don't know if I want to say he's more aggressive, but Chad just is kind of like a different driver since he's come back from that surgery.
I think you're absolutely right. And sometimes, you know, obviously you don't want to have to go through open heart surgery to get rejuvenated like that, but sometimes a break will give that to a guy, and Chad has certainly come back strong. He's ran strong in a couple races already this year, and to my understanding has well over 40 races scheduled at various events this year.
Holy smokes, yeah, he is going to be very busy. Well, I think so far, it's even with just 4 laps, it's stacking up to be quite an event as things start to unwind. Hopefully everybody can settle down a little bit, kind of get the car under them a little bit. Maybe we might get to see some continuous racing, but man, the way Gustin is looking, it's going to be tough for everybody else.
It will be extremely tough.
Huhowever, I might go back to the Humboldt race in that Kelly Shyok in that race had jumped out to a considerable lead, and then Hughes caught him, boy, in the last 4 or 5 laps. So we may have a repeat, but I think we're about ready to go green again.
All right, we are back underway as the green flag flies. Ryan the Reaper Gustin, your leader. Once again, Gustin with a powerful move, but here comes Jason Hughes up between them. Hughes now moves up into that 3rd spot. He'll settle into that 3rd spot just behind Randy Timms in the 5T. Dustin Boney hanging on to 4th. Beebe slipping back a little bit. Beebe now 5th. Chad Lyle in that 6th spot. Steve Wettstein in that 90 machine also up in the mix. Now Hughes takes over that 2nd spot. He'll set his sights on your leader, Ryan Gustin. Tim's trying to hang on to 4th. Wettstein, Steve Wettstein in that 90, the car on the move right now. He has made his way all the way up to 5th. Beebe now 6th, Lyle back to 7th. Joel Albert's currently running in that 8th spot. Just behind him, Donlinger, and we have another yellow flag. The yellow flag is out once again. Car slow here off of the corner number 4 area. That is Blooming Prairie, Minnesota's Tommy Meyer. Tough break there for the 65 of Tommy Meyer. Yellow flag is out.
Well, once again with the yellow and the way the race is going so far, those statistics that I told you a while ago with the 2 lap leaders, here we are again. Gustin up front, Hughes in 2nd, and man, I'm liking it. Dustin Boney there in 3rd place.
Dustin's right there. The two guys leading this event right now, Mike, probably what most people consider to be the top two runners this year on the United States Modified Touring Series, Ryan Gustin and Jason Hughs, just absolutely talented individuals out there, and they're showing it here tonight, running 1-2 already inside of 7 laps. But we already have had 3 caution flags, so you just never know what's going to happen.
Well, and the thing I like about a longer race like this with 40 laps, man, you know, you can be kind of, I don't want to say poor, but not exactly have the right setup in the early part. But as that gas tank empties and that suspension changes on the car, man, things can really change.
As well as the track. The track will probably change quite a bit as well. So you might see these guys searching around, playing around high and low to see what works best for them in this particular situation and race.
And of course, USMTS going with the 2 abreast start except for the leader. Pros and cons on that. Sometimes I think it's good, sometimes I think it's bad. I'm still undecided about it.
The leader likes the double file restart, you can guarantee that. And you know, the leader, Ryan Gustin, just amazing this year.
I think when you go to start choosing which lane it is you want, you know, in a way you're kind of putting yourself on the spot, because you might have thought that you were running good down low, but then all of a sudden the track changes and you want to be high. So you just never know. Like I say, it'd be a hard choice to make.
Dustin Boney there restarting on the inside of second place running Jason Hughs. So Hughs had made his way up to that second spot. We'll see if he can hang with Gustin here or what's going to happen. Can Dustin Boney get hooked up on that inside? We'll find out here shortly.
Boy, Hughs blew through that opening there a while ago to take second. I mean, he comes through there.
Threading the needle, and he is good at that. All right, here we go. Once again, green flag flies. Ryan Gustin brings him off of corner number 4, and we are back underway. Dustin Boney down on the low side, trying to make that low side come in. He's side by side with Jason Hughs. Good battle between the second and third place cars, but once again, Gustin pulls out to about a 4-car length advantage. Oh, we got Randy Tim sideways and goes around. Several cars get together. Mark Dodson, Austin Siebert also involved. Several cars up and over the berm. Another yellow flag here tonight with the United States Modified Touring Series at the LA Raceway in Lamont.
Well, Sam, I think they were 3 abreast from what I could see there before that took place. So, boy, a bunch of racing going on back in the pack. And the way the pace of this race has gone so far when it is green, you can certainly tell they feel like they got to stay connected to the front some way. So I'm sure they're really pushing it back.
They're really pushing it hard. Randy Timms was pushing real hard there, got turned around, spun out, several cars back up behind him, and we're under another caution flag here, our 4th caution flag already.
Well, we're going to take a little break here and kind of catch our breath, let them get relined up. We'll be back in just a minute. Well, they got things all lined out, and I think they got the track figured out. Got a little wet spot through 3 and 4. We're about ready to go. Had a guy on the move there up to 4th spot. Sam, who is that young
That's
man?
Steve Wettstein, started in the 13th position, has made his way all the way up to 4th. Tim Donlinger from 17th all the way up to 9th too, so keep an eye on the 3D. Here we go, we're back underway with 7 laps down. Interesting restart. Check out Dustin Boney. Tried to get a charge on the low side. He takes that battle 3 wide for the lead into corner number 2. Ryan Gustin, Jason Hughs, and Dustin Boney going at it here tonight at the LA Raceway. Coming around to complete lap number 8. Good side-by-side battle shaking up there. Gustin, Hughs, Dustin Boney, Wettstein, Beebe, Lyle, Albert, Donlinger, Johnny Scott, your top 10. 8 laps down, the yellow flag is out once again. We have Kurt Potter in the 11P over here off of the corner number 4 area, and the yellow flag flies once again. 5th yellow tonight already here in this 40-lap main event.
All these yellow flags have got to be definitely disappointing for the leaders, but I suspect some of the guys in the back of the pack are not that upset about it.
Right. Pretty unnerving for the lead pack guys. I mean, Gustin just looks so powerful off the corners and down through the straightaway, especially on the back straightaway. Jason Hughes hanging right there in that second spot. Dustin Boney challenges down on the inside. You saw that on the last restart, down into 1 and 2. Couldn't quite make it stick. Again, that's Steve Wettstein in the number 90 machine running 4th. Rick Beebe hanging on to 5th. Chad Lyle in 6th. Mike, 3 what we consider our local guys running inside that top 6 tonight. So that's pretty impressive.
It really is. I couldn't feel any better for the guys and what they're doing so far. I mean, it's a terrific showing by the local talent that we've got in and around the Kansas City area.
On back through the field, that's Joel Alberts in the 4A machine, Tim Donlinger in the 3D, Johnny Scott in that 1ST machine. He's trying to get up there and shake things up a bit.
Well, I think we're up to 8 laps, right?
I have 8 laps down. I hope I'm right here as we continue to try to get some long green flag racing in here, get a nice stretch of racing. See who settles into what. They take the 11P of Kurt Potter off the track over here, and we'll be back underway hopefully the next time around.
I sure would like to see just one long stretch of racing here for a little while, just to see whether or not the pack is going to thin out or what's going to happen, because
absolutely much different from what we've seen in years past here at the LA Raceway, where they've actually gone green to checkered a couple times. Not tonight, 5 yellows.
Once again, folks, might remind you, if you're watching this tape, hopefully tomorrow on Saturday, they will be up at Winston I-35 Speedway tomorrow night. That's exit 64 off of I-35 North.
And then a couple weeks down the line, they're back here in the greater Kansas City Metro again at Valley Speedway, April 15th, and Central Missouri Speedway on April 16th. It's going to be a great 2-night racing once again. All right, looking for this restart with 8 down. Ryan, the Reaper Gustin, your leader, gets on it. We're back underway once again. Check out Steve Wettstein. Tried to take it 4 wide, had to back out of it. Dustin Boney hangs on to that 3rd spot. Jason Hughes there in 2nd again. Gustin, about a 4 or 5 car length advantage down the back chute. They're into 3, coming off of 4. Gustin will lead, lap 9. Good battle deep in the field, just inside of that top 10 area. Donlinger right there with Johnny Scott, Colt Mather, Zach Vanderbeek also up there, Tommy Weeder Jr. and Kelly Shryock trying to come up through the field. Shryock took that provisional starting spot, has got by half the field right now, running at about 13th. He started this event in 27th. Now Jason Hughes slowly looking like he might be trying to reel in Gustin. That should be lap number 2 that time. Hughes is not letting Ryan Gustin out of his sights. Gustin a little bit high that time. Hughes kind of reeling him in there off of 4. Dustin Boney in 3rd, Steve Wettstein 4th, Phoebe 5th, Lyle 6th, Donlinger 7th, Johnny Scott 8th, Joel Albert 9th, Zach Vanderbeek now in that 10th spot. Tommy Weeder, Colt Mather, and Kelly Shryock just outside the top 10. Again, your top 2 beginning to check out on the rest of the field. Should be lap 13 this time by. It's Gustin Hughes. Back there all by himself is Dustin Boney in 3rd. Good battle side by side for 4th. Rick Beebe now trying to get up there and battle with Steve Wettstein. The 22B and the 90 going at it. Chad Lyle right there, but here comes Tim Donlinger. Donlinger, the guy on the charge so far in this race. Donlinger started 17th, he crosses the line in 5th. That time by, we have a yellow flag. Looks like that might be the 16 of Austin Siebert, bringing out our 6th yellow flag here.
Well, we finally got a long stretch run there, and man, the 2 guys up front showed some power.
I'll tell you what, Jason Hughes is not letting Ryan Gustin out of his sights by any stretch of the imagination. Dustin Boney kind of all by himself in that third. But Mike, what a battle for fourth position between Rick Beebe in that 22 and Wettstein in the 90. And now Wettstein no longer in the picture, but Tim Donlinger in that 3D. Donlinger started 17th, currently 5th.
Yeah.
He is certainly the driver on the move tonight.
He won his B main, and man, he looked fast in that. I mean, he was getting into lap traffic on the B main, 12 laps. So he's definitely got some speed working for himself here tonight also. But I'm just impressed with the way that both Gustin and Hughes pulled away from him there once, like I say, they got a good run going.
Looks like Hughes might be a little faster or getting around the corner 3 and 4 area just a little bit better than Gustin, but Gustin really pulls him down the back straightaway. So we'll keep an eye on these two drivers, especially in the 3 and 4 area. That could lead to some excitement here later on as we get later on in this race.
I don't know if this would be the right term in referring to Gustin, but when I refer to these two, I want to think of the young kid, but I don't think he's that young. 16 feature wins last year with USMTS, the most during the series for the year.
Well, he is a young kid, but driving like a seasoned veteran tonight.
Well, there again, I say you go back at one position to Jason Hughes, and of course you do have the wily veteran back there. So maybe he's kind of playing it cool, just, you know, trying not to wear anything out, keep everything, you know, in top shape, but just stay in contact with Gustin so that when the time comes, well, he'll be there ready to pounce. Kind of what he did with Shyok down at Humboldt there a couple of weeks ago.
I understand that was a phenomenal race. I wasn't able to get down there, but everyone that went said it was a great time. But we're having a great time tonight here at the LA Raceway.
Yeah.
Mike Kraft, courtesy of Cheeseworks Video, filming our race here tonight. Glad to be on board with Mike.
Tell you what, it's a ball to go out and do these things, and just really do enjoy it. Have a lot of fun. Hope the fans do too.
I'm sure they do. It looks like we got about 14 laps in, if I'm counting right here, Mike, and we're back underway once again. Dustin Boney again powers down to that low side. He looks like he's going to make it stick. Gets a little bit of a tap there from Jason Hughes on the restart. Dustin Boney now up into that second spot. Check out Wettstein. They're 3 wide. Beebe, Donlinger on the outside. Now Dustin Boney gets up on that high side. We'll see if that's a preferred line for him. He holds off the charge of Jason Hughes for now as Gustin continues to lead. Donlinger's now made his way up to that 4th spot. Wettstein just behind him in 5th. Beebe 6th, Lyle 7th. Zach Vanderbeek now 8th. Tommy Weeder Jr. in that 9th spot. Johnny Scott inside the top 10. Gustin now really pulling away from Dustin Boney in that 2nd spot. Gustin with about a 15 car length advantage that time. Wettstein switches lanes, tries to get under the 22 of Rick Beebe. Now Zach Vanderbeek. Vanderbeek looking strong here tonight. He started this race way back in the 16th position. Vanderbeek fighting to get inside the top 5. Jason Hughes now down on the low side with Dustin Boney on the high side. Those two battle for 2nd and 3rd. Tim Donlinger, the man on the charge, now up into that 4th spot. Again, Donlinger starting in that 17th spot, now all the way up to 4th. Getting very close to that halfway point. We got cars 3 wide with Zach Vanderbeek back there down the back straightaway, having a great battle with Rick Beebe. Your top 4 begins to check out on the rest of the field. Wettstein holds 5th. Beebe in 6th. Vanderbeek 7th. Tommy Weeder in that 8th spot. Chad Lyle 9th. Kelly Shryock now inside the top 10 after starting in that provisional 27th spot. Shryock on the prowl. Dustin Boney got that great restart, and so far he's been able to keep Jason Hughes behind him and currently runs in that second spot. Gustin continues to lead. Dustin Boney, Jason Hughes, Tim Donlinger, Tim Wetstein barely holding off Zach Vanderbeek. Now Vanderbeek knocking on the door inside that top 5. He'll take that spot off of corner number 2, put Zach Vanderbeek up inside the top 5. Wetstein slips back to 6th, BB 7th. Oh, we got Chad Lyle up and over the berm, and the yellow flag will fly. Tough break there for Chad Lyle. One other car also involved in this latest caution flag. I believe that's the 7th caution flag to fly on the field tonight. And that was Colt Mather also involved in that number 8 machine. Colt Mather had started back in the 19th spot, was fighting for a spot with Chad Lyle inside the top 10. Lyle's car comes to a stop over here in between corners 3 and 4, up and over the berm. He kept it on our 4 wheels, but problems for Oak Grove driver Chad Lyle.
Well, Dustin Boney has made it work, man. I got that second place away from Hughes, and he is hanging in there tough, really looking good. Not really making any ground up on the leader, but man, he is hanging tough there in second place.
He dove down low on that last restart, got in front of Jason Hughes, slid up in front of him. Hughes gave him a little bit of a tap down the back straightaway, but so far Dustin's been able to keep Hughes behind him.
You know, that's got to be a touchy situation because Boney runs a Hughes chassis.
It's chassis against chassis tonight in that second and third spot for the Hughes boys.
So the next time he calls to ask a question or have order some parts,
he might say, do you remember that time at the LA Raceway? That's right. So Ryan Gussin looking pretty dominant here tonight. It's going to be awful hard for anyone to catch him, but you never know. I mean, if anything happens, I guess the guy in second place, that's where you want to be, not where you want to be right now. But if something were to happen to Gussin, not saying it is or isn't, but Dustin Boney hanging on to that second spot. He'll restart on the high side with Jason Hughes down below him. I'll tell you what, Zach Vanderbeek, that's another guy, Mike, that's on the move. Vanderbeek started this race back in the 16th position, now inside the top 5.
Looks like they're going to take just a little time to clear the cars off the track, so we're going to take a little chance here to catch our breath, maybe get a drink, and we'll be right back here in just a little bit from LA Raceway with the USMTS. We are back, and we've got 24 laps down, 16 to go. And I just am wondering, Sam, if Hughes is going to put the same move on Boney that Boney put on him a while ago.
It's going to be interesting to watch. The green flag flies once again, back underway. We got a couple cars having problems here in the back. We'll see if that restart sticks or not. Jason Hughes dives down low. He does get that spot, but the yellow flag is going to fly. We got a car slow over here off the corner 4 area. That's Tommy Meyer in that 65. So problems continue for this Blooming Prairie, Minnesota driver Tommy Meyer in that number 65 machine. You were right. Jason Hughes took that spot away. It looked like he was going to make it stick, too.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens next time.
Without a doubt, he definitely, I think, had the spot. Are you getting the feeling any groove might be starting to work better now, whether that low groove's starting to come in or the top?
Definitely the low groove is working for especially a couple guys down here in 1 and 2. Now, whether they can make it stick there, when they get that momentum, they got to drift up off of 2. Sometimes that leads to problems. So we'll definitely be keeping an eye on those guys that choose that line.
Nice run for the 33Z car here.
Well, you know, really it has turned out to be a pretty nice evening. I mean, I didn't put my gloves and my coat on until probably 30 minutes ago.
I tell you what, it started out gray and gloomy here in the area this morning. We were in the upper 30s. It got up to about 63 today, and it's been a beautiful evening so far. The rain stayed away, and here we are finally with some racing action in the greater Kansas City Metro. It's been a long, cold winter.
It sure has. And it's just, I'm like you, man. I was walking through the pits earlier and smelling that racing fuel.
Now we just need to add a little bit of fresh cut grass with that. Fresh cut grass and racing fuel, that's definitely racing season right there.
It definitely got my adrenaline fired up, though. I mean, as soon as I got that first whiff, I thought, okay, here we go.
Here we go. And here we are with 68 modified showed up here tonight. But we're going back. Green flag racing here momentarily with 24 laps down, 16 to go, and we are back underway. Ryan Gustin, your leader. Again, Jason Hughes goes down to the low side. He's going to challenge, but Gustin, powerful move off the top. Here comes Zach Vanderbeek. Vanderbeek now takes the third spot away from Dustin Boney. Can he make it stick down here in 3? We'll watch them. They're side by side. It's Vanderbeek and Boney for 3rd and 4th. Boney now powers back around on the high side. Puts Boney into that 3rd spot. Vanderbeek 4th. Tim Donlinger in 5th. Now Boney and Vanderbeek nearly collide. Vanderbeek has to get on the binders. That allows Tim Donlinger to move up into that 4th spot. Now it's Donlinger and Vanderbeek side by side. Jason Hughes is right there with their leader, Ryan Gustin. 25 laps in the book, about 15 laps to go here at the LA Raceway. So it's Ryan Gustin, Jason Hughes, Dustin Boney in that 3rd spot, Donlinger 4th, Zach Vanderbeek in 5th, Wettstein and Beebe battling for that 6th and 7th spot. Johnny Scott right there, Tommy Weeder Jr. and Kelly Shryock inside the top 10. Most of these drivers now choosing that high line around the turn 1 and 2 area. Your top 3 beginning to pull away. Keep an eye on your leaders, Ryan Gustin and Jason Hughes. Another lap in the books here at the LA Raceway. Gustin so powerful there off the corner 2 area. He just pulls them down the back straightaway. Jason Hughes doing everything he can to try to figure out a way to reel in your leader, Ryan Gustin. Another lap in the book. It's Gustin, Jason Hughes, Dustin Boney, Tim Donlinger, Zach Vanderbeek in that 5th spot. Rick Beebe hanging on to 6th, Wettstein in 7th, Tommy Weeder 8th, Johnny Scott 9th, and Kelly Shryock 10th. Jason Hughes that time chose to go down the low side to see if he can find a way again to reel in leader Ryan Gustin, but Gustin just powers down the back straightaway. A lot of ponies underneath the hood of the 19 of the Reaper. Ryan Gustin, he leads another one. Dustin Boney settles into that 3rd spot. Tim Donlinger now trying to set his sights on Boney. That battle will be for 3rd. Behind Donlinger, still Zach Vanderbeek in 5th. Rick Beebe 6th. Tommy Weeder 7th. Wettstein 8th. Johnny Scott 9th. Shryock still 10th. It's still Ryan Gustin, Jason Hughes, your top 2. About 20 car lengths in between the 2nd and 3rd place cars. Dustin Boney in that 3rd spot. Donlinger Vanderbeek still inside the top 5. Late in the event, just a handful of laps remain here at the LA Raceway in Lamont, Missouri, and Ryan Gustin is your leader. No change inside the top 5. The best race here. Back in the 6th spot is Tommy Weeder and Rick Beebe. Now Weeder gets around Beebe. That'll be a change of position. Johnny Scott right there in the mix as well. Inside of about 5 laps to go, and Jason Hughes has caught leader Ryan Gustin. Keep an eye on it. Here comes Jason Hughes. Hughes on the low side. Ryan Gustin up high. Off of corner number 4, side by side. Gustin hangs on to it for now. Those brakes could be heating up. You never know what's going on underneath these cars. These guys tweak on these cars to make them the best they can to run all 40 laps here tonight. Who's going to be the best when it comes down to the checkered flag? Gustin hangs on for now. Hughes 2nd, Boney in 3rd, Donlinger 4th, Vanderbeek 5th, Weeder in 6th, Johnny Scott 7th, Beebe 8th, Wettstein 9th. Another challenge down the back straightaway is again Jason Hughes. Pressure's your leader. They're side by side. They touch. Side by side. Gustin hangs on yet again. Just a couple more laps to go. Gustin caught a rut. That allowed Hughes once again to close up on him. He's able to keep Jason Hughes behind him. It'll be the white flag. This time by just one more lap to go. Keep an eye on your leaders right there. Ryan Gustin in the 19, Jason Hughes in the 12. It's the final lap and again problem. Jason Hughes now down the back straightaway. He's on the inside. He's out front for the first time tonight. It could be another white flag pass for a victory. They're side by side to the line. They bump. It's Jason Hughes in the 12. Gustin back to second. Dustin Boney third. Donlinger fourth. Zach Vanderbeek fifth. Tommy Weeder sixth. Johnny Scott seventh. BB eighth. Wetstein ninth. Cole Maynard inside the top 10. Kelly Stryok also right there. What a race, folks, here tonight to finish up 40 laps at the LA Raceway.
Man, all I can say is wow.
I'll tell you what, folks, I got to apologize for getting too excited and losing my voice there a little bit, but what an exciting finish here tonight. Man, the number 12 of Jason Hughes just hounded Gustin there. Those final 5 laps, found a way. Gustin had problems a couple laps in a row, Mike, down there in corner number 1. Got in. There's a little bit of a rut down there. He got into it twice.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe he did it a second time, and that opened the door. That's all it took for Jason Hughes to get the win.
I think it was about 3 laps from the end that Hughes hit that little rut or hole, and he fell back about 6 car lengths, but then made it back up. And like you say, I think Ryan Gustin found it there on the last 2 laps, which really ended up costing him.
And what a race those two professionals had. I mean, they were side by side. That could have been easy, a bad situation, but they both seemed to have kept their cool, ran side by side a couple times, especially coming into the 3 and 4 area. They bumped a little bit. Nothing major happened, but Jason Hughes tonight gets it done in that number 12 machine.
I almost have to say it was deja vu from the Humboldt race. I hate to keep going back to it, but that's more or less what he did to Shylock down there. Was the same thing. Kind of hung in there. Of course, he come up from, I think, 12th down there to get to 2nd place, but then eventually caught up with Shylock, and then in that last 5 laps did the same thing, just kind of dogged him and finally made the pass for the win.
Hughes started this race tonight in the 8th position, started outside of row number 4, got it done. He just continually hounded Gustin right to the end of that one. Gustin started 3rd tonight, looked like he was going to go on the way and win it, but he falls back on the last lap. Dustin Boney, I tell you what, representing those local guys well here tonight, brings home a powerful 3rd place finish here tonight.
Thrilling is about the only way I can explain it. The whole race was just a piece of art, something really to watch. But like you say, Boney, with the performance that he did here tonight, has really shown that he can run with these guys, and like you say, represents the racers around Kansas City really well. We're waiting on Jason Hughes to come out as he's going over the scales.
Passing the tech scales back there, just behind the sponsorship signs. He'll be making his way around the corner. There's Zach Vanderbeek. He also had a strong run here tonight, finishing that 5th spot in the number 33. Of course, Tim Donlinger finishing 4th tonight. Man, Donlinger, what a charge he had. He started inside row number 9, comes all the way up to that 4th spot. Of course, Dustin Boney in 3rd. Gustin, a heartbreaker, but brings it home in 2nd. And there he is, ladies and gentlemen, the number 12 machine, Jason Hughes in that number 12. What a powerful move down the back straight we get that lead away from Ryan Gustin.
Hughes has more or less taken over this series. Shylock for a number of years was the dominant racer, I think, in the USMTS, but I'll get it straight. Jason Hughes now in the last 2 years being the points champion 2 years in a row has kind of moved in and taken over that spot from Shylock.
There he is coming out of the car.
That's Gustin over there shaking hands with him.
It's a good race between those two guys. Absolutely a great race between those two gentlemen. Well, Mike, I appreciate you having me out here, and I had a great time. Again, I apologize. I got a little excited there, got a little hoarse at the end. I should have drank some water before, but what a race to call.
Thrilling. Like I say, I'll repeat that again. Thrilling. I am certainly glad I came down here tonight. I mean, it could have been 20 degrees, and I think just from watching that race, your adrenaline would have been flowing enough, to really enjoy it. Tremendous time.
Absolutely, well worth it. Again, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
We'll hook up again, I'm sure,
Somewhere.
sometime throughout the year, I'm sure.
Well, folks, we're going to wrap it up from here at LA Raceway tonight with the USMTS. And folks, if you can find a better race someplace, you let me know, because man, this was absolutely thrilling from once we got through the yellow flags till the end of that. But that's going to do it from LA for Sam and the Mike and myself, Mike Kraft. Here with Jason Hughs, the winner tonight down here at LA Raceway for the USMTS. Jason, all I can say is, man, what a finish.
That had to be a good race to watch right there. It was a lot of fun to be in.
Now, that's 2 weeks, 2 times I've seen you do this. You did it at Humboldt with Shyok on the last 5 laps, and then tonight you did that. But I do want to ask you, at the end of that race, I think about 4 laps from the end, was there a rut or a hole up there in one, and it looked like you hit it and dropped back about 5 car lengths, and then did Gustin get in it in the last 2 laps?
Yeah, he moved down a little bit and started hitting them holes, and the car got tight and picked up the push. And down 3 and 4, the track started rubbering up a little bit and got a little faster down lower, and he was out front leading, and he wasn't searching for it, and he was above it there a little bit, and we could make a lot of ground up there. And, it was just a good tight race right there at the end. It was a lot of fun.
Is that what you saw at the end of the race, was he was kind of starting to get tight and you thought maybe he might have a chance?
Yeah, he got a little tight there, and I got underneath him once and drove off into 3, and this is my chance to win the race, and I drove it off in there, and he beat me out of the corner, and I thought there went my chance. But, we got lucky and got a second chance there at it, and we got it tonight. Me and him's been having some good races this year, and it's been a lot of fun.
I think if I understand correctly from what I saw on the website now, both of you have 4 wins so far for this year.
I think that's right.
You don't keep track of that stuff, you just go race, right?
Well, somewhat we try to, but I think we're 4 apiece, and I think we've only had 11 races, so we're doing pretty good this year for our cars.
Yeah. One other little thing I noticed earlier on in the race, you had to bump another Hughes chassis there. Looked like Boney got around you there on the restart, and you kind of come up and tapped him a little.
Yeah, I had a good run coming off the corner, and he slid her right up in between us. So.
Yeah.
But it wasn't much.
But you got to be glad to see another Hughes chassis up here running. Of course, Dustin, I think, is doing really good so far this year.
Yeah, he does real good with the cars, and we got a lot of guys out there running real good this year and finishing up front every night, and usually I get 3 to 4 of them in the top 5, so that's what we like to see.
Okay, folks, once again, your winner here at LA for the USMTS, Jason Hughs. Jason, way to go.
Hey, thanks a lot.